Do you guys remember our gilded cage mermaid? So our mermaid had made friends with a boy that she saved from drowning back in his youth. They became friends, and over time she learned how to trust him, basically. He decided that he was going to show her trees and bushes and the human stuff on land. She's a normal mermaid, like with just a tail. She doesn't have legs. She doesn't like dry out and have the ability to walk on land, at least not right now. There are lots of reasons for that. But he takes her in a like little contraption that he builds so that he can show her all the human things that she's so fascinated with. And she's really into this. They take a couple trips. At one point, he starts walking further and further away from the water and takes her back to his manor house instead of taking her back to the ocean. He had built an elaborate water system, a saltwater pool that's connected to all of his fountains and is around his gardens that she has access to. And he's like, look, we could be together forever. And now you live at my house. She doesn't like this. He's like, she'll get used to it. This is where she wants to be. And he's decided that we're going to be great. This is going to be wonderful. And she's decided that she is not having this. And so she stops interacting with him. He lets the water get all super gross. And she's just not coming. She won't have anything to do with him. Rightfully so. 70 years pass and his grandson comes back to convince him to empty the ponds because he's starting to tick off the neighbors. The smell is awful. His grandfather's like, no, there's a mermaid. And he's like, Grandpa, no, there's not. And then he finds out, yes, there is a mermaid. And Jack's like, Grandpa, his grandson's name is Jack. Jack's like, Grandpa, this is gross. We need to let the mermaid go. This is horrible. You can't do this. And he's like, no, I love her. And then I won't have her anymore. And he's like, well, you don't have her now. So he takes the mermaid, he saves her, and he releases her back into the ocean. Okay. So in our larger magic system, the magic world and the non-magic world are bleeding back into each other with increasing frequency. Now, there are a bunch of little portals that keep opening up places, and they just so happen to be opening up near where she is, floating around the ocean, trying to stay close to the manor for some reason. And the portals keep opening up into spots, maybe in the garden wall or around the manor, just so she can kind of keep an eye out, or maybe just randomly it's just happening that way. And she just happens to be around. I think it's purposeful. We don't know. We don't know the reasons of higher beings or gods or whatever. Anyway, so in this particular painting, there's a portal that's opening up on one of the ponds on the property in the manor, and she's kind of peeking through it. Now, why would she want to hang around somewhere that she's been trapped and held prisoner for so long? Funny thing is, Jack's her grandson. She had a baby with the man keeping her hostage. She was pregnant before she was taken captive. Neither of them knew that yet, and none of that continued once she became a captive. But he wasn't mermaid enough, genetics are weird, to stay with her in the water, so he was removed and raised by the man who held her captive. Her grandson, however, does show promising merperson characteristics, and she's curious and she wants to keep an eye on him because she loves her son and her grandson, even if she had them under less than ideal circumstances. Also, who knew mermaids had babies?